Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't already know me, hi, my name is Andrea Hill and I am the heart and hands behind Belwo, a small business that I run from the comfort of my home, where I sell my homemade goods such as crochet items and sometimes some cups here and there. And if you want to check out any of those goods that I make, or if you're interested in anything, I will put the link down in the description. And actually, as of now, it's not letting me put things down in
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's not letting me put things down in the description because I am still a little baby channel. So if it's not in the description, you can simply go to bellwolf.com and you'll see my the stuff that I sell. Also on there is going to be patterns that I am making for you guys. For example, this I will be making it into a written pattern. So if you would like a written pattern and you're more into written patterns and videos, check it out. It's there for free. It's my vlog. And if you have any questions, you can either leave it in that vlog or leave it in the comment sections of this video, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I am a little nervous for this video because it is my first ever YouTube tutorial on anything I've ever created, and I wouldn't say this one's complicated. To all my beginners out there, I believe you got this, but I am a little nervous because sometimes I don't do a very good job at explaining things, but I'm gonna do it to my best of abilities. So for today's video, as I said before, we are going to be crocheting this beautiful granny square cat beanie that is consisted of 8 different granny squares, 4 in the front and 4 in the back. With that being said, there is plenty of ways that you can make this. There's also a 6 square way with no brim, but today I will be showing you how to do the 8 square one with a brim. So without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. I'm so nervous and so excited, but here we go. The materials you will need for this project is any weight 4 yarn. I will be using this pink and gray color today. Don't mind my pink, she's a little sad, but I will be using pink and gray. Just for showing you the materials, I'm going to give you the gray one. So any medium weight 4 yarn will work for this project. I will be using a 5mm crochet hook because my tension is a little bit on the tighter side, so I size up in my hooks. For people that are beginners, you tend to have a little bit of a looser tension sometimes, so I recommend you size down. But for today's tutorial, we will be using a 5mm crochet hook. You will also be needing a pair of scissors. I know my scissors, they're hair scissors. Don't mind them. They're the only scissors I have right now, but you'll be needing a pair of scissors. And if you are leaving the strings out, for example, not weaving in your ends, you will not be needing a darning needle at all. If you are weaving your ends, you might need a darning needle, but if you are not and you're leaving the strings out, the ends out, you are all set, and these are the only 3 materials you need. This granny skirt is worked in 4 rows, and you can use up to 5 colors. There will be 5 rows at the end of the whole thing, but you make 4 rows. The 5th row is where you kind of connect all of the squares together, so you can be using up to 5 colors. But you can also do any color combinations. I have 2 colors here. I also have another one here that's made out of 3 colors, which is just this black, white, and red. And I also have other ones that you know, play around with some colors. These are the ones I'm doing right now, but play around with some colors, figure out what you like, figure out what you want to do, and just know that you cannot exceed more than 5 colors is the basics, is what I'm trying to say. You cannot exceed more than 5 colors. And I'm going to leave this here so that you guys can see what we're doing while we're working, and I could point to exactly what we are going to start with. Now we're going to start with the middle portion right here. right there. I'm going to be referring to working yarn. My working yarn is simply, this is the end yarn, this is the working yarn. It is the side that is facing or connected to the rest of your yarn, so we understand each other a little bit more here for this tutorial. We're gonna start with a magic ring. There's plenty of different ways to do this magic ring. I like to do my magic ring where there is no hole at the end. There's also ways to do this granny square where you do chains. I will put really good tutorials down below just in case this tutorial isn't the best, because I'm not the best at explaining magic rings since they are a little bit harder to explain. I will try my best, but I will also link some videos down below for you guys to watch just in case. So you're gonna start with your end, the ending laying on your fingers. You're then going to kind of make an X at the top like this and kind of hold this however you want. I kind of like crisscross it like this, and I kind of hold it with my pinky to give me the X that I want. You're then going to take your hook. You're going to go under with your hook facing down, so my hook is not like this, it's facing down. You're going to go under that first loop, and you're going to grab that second line, the second string in the back. You're going to twist so that it doesn't fall off. You're going to hold it here, take your fingers out, and then you're going to take your working yarn and you're going to chain 1. It should look something like this. And once you get to this point, you have done the hard part of the magic ring, which is starting. Once you have that, you're going to then chain 2 more. And a chain is simply you yarn over and pull through. That is a chain. So there's 1 chain, you're going to yarn over, pull through again, and that's another chain. Now that you have your 3 chains, this is going to act as your first double crochet. Now you're going to do 2 more double crochets right into that big hole that we have in the middle. To do a double crochet, you simply yarn over, you stick your hook in, you yarn over again, pull that yarn through. You will end up with 3 different loops, 1, 2, 3 on your hook. You will yarn over, pull through 2, and you will yarn over 1 more time and pull through 2 more, and that is a double crochet. So we're going to do that 1 more time here. So you're going to yarn over, put your hook in to the big circle, yarn over and pull that through. You will have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more. And now you have officially made your first cluster, which is, if you look here, it is this one, either one of these 4, it doesn't matter, but we're gonna say it's this one right here. You have made your first cluster. As you can see in the middle, there is 4 different clusters, so we're gonna do this 3 more times. But before you do your next cluster, you're always going to chain 2 to make a corner. So once you chain 2, you're going to do 3 more double crochets. Again, a double crochet is yarn over, stab the middle, yarn over once again, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is 1 double crochet. Do it 2 more times, yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then 1 more time here, yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And now you have made your second cluster, which would be right here. and the corner. So your corners will always be this chain 2. Anytime you get to a corner, to turn your work in that like corner, to turn here, to turn here, to turn there, it will always be a chain 2. So we're gonna chain 2, and we're gonna repeat these steps 2 more times. And I'm gonna go a little faster here. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and that gives us another cluster, chain 2, another cluster. This will be our last cluster of this row. 1, 2, and 3. So once you have 4 clusters here, I'll show you. We got 1 cluster, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have 4 clusters, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet that you did here. So here's the chain that you did. These are the chain 3 that you did, and then this is your first double crochet right in there. So you're gonna go right into the top, right in here. So you're gonna go in here, and then you're going to yarn over and pull it through, and you're not gonna yarn over, and you're just simply going to pull it through one more time. It's gonna look something like this at first, and then to make it into this little square, that end yarn that you have in the back here, you're simply going to pull it, and this is why it's called the magic ring. So not the working yarn, the end one, you pull that like that, you pull it without breaking it obviously, and then you have your first little square. Now I'm going to be changing colors, 2 colors, so I don't need to cut off my yarn. If I were doing, let's say, this one, I would take my black, cut it, and then fasten off, and then we are going to connect our next color. But since I am just doing pink gray, I don't need to change, I don't need to cut my pink off, if that makes sense, because we're just going to be working in kind of a circle. So we're gonna be returning here, and we could just pick up the color. But regardless, this is how I add my next color. So I kind of take the end here, I stab the corner, and I just take this here like that, and I kind of just tie it here, just so I know that whoever gets this product, it's not going anywhere, or you won't really see it once you get your work going here. But I then stick my hook in with the pink that I already have. Obviously it would be on my hook. You can tighten that pink in the back, but you take that, you're gonna put your hook into this little corner here. So you're just gonna stab it, and it's in that corner. You're then gonna yarn over and grab that gray, and you're going to make a chain. Even though you have these 2 colors, you're gonna kind of combine them. You're gonna chain 2. Now the pink is gonna be a little visible at the beginning, but if you just pull it kind of tight, it creates this kind of mess, but it's okay. So once you have chained 2, you're gonna add 3 double crochets into that same corner. As I said, this project is just double crochets. So there's 1 double crochet, and we're gonna add another double crochet, and there is another double crochet. So now we have just done this one right here. So now we will be moving on to the next corner. So you don't have to chain or anything when you're moving to another area. You're just gonna hop right into it with a double crochet. So you're gonna yarn over and then go into that next corner, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through another 2, and then you're gonna do that 2 more times. Okay, so once you have 3, you're going to chain 2, 3 more double crochets into this same hole that we just did. So you're gonna add 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And that is how you get one corner. So now we're going to go into the next corner. Again, you're just gonna hop in and just do 3 double crochet. So yarn over, and then we'll do 1, 2, and 3. And then you will chain 2. And then you will do 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then you will hop into our third corner. Yarn over, pull through, do 3. Here's 1. Here's another one, that's 2 and 3. Then you will chain 2 and then do 3 more double crochets into that same corner. 1, 2, and 3. So that will bring us right back to where we started here. So to complete this round, you're going to double crochet 3 more here. Again, yarn over and just hop right onto that side. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Then you will simply chain 2, and then you're going to stick and just stick it through like this. You're not gonna pull through. You're then gonna I'm gonna drop the gray or drop whatever color, and I'm going to pick up the pink, and I will then complete my slip stitch with the pink. Yarn over and pull through all the way. I have just done this gray row right here. This pink is the middle, and we have done this gray row. We are now moving on to our third row with 2 chains, 1, 2. And then we're gonna kind of a little bit work backward, and we're gonna add 3 more double crochets into this hole here. So we're gonna add 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. It looks a little messy, but this is how we are going to, this is this one right here. As you can see, it looks exactly like the other ones at the final, so just bear with me. Instead of having just corners, we have a hole right here in the middle. So you're gonna add 3 double crochet, 1 single cluster, basically 3 double crochets into this hole. So let's add our 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to simply hop into this next corner, no chaining. So every time we're not in a corner, we're just doing a cluster, just 3. So then we're gonna go into our next one and do 3 double crochets in the corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to repeat these 2 steps, this cluster and this cluster and this corner on these clusters, this corner, this cluster, this corner, and this cluster. So let's do that. And then we repeat what we did in our last corner. So you're going to put 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then we're gonna stick our hook into that top here, drop your pink, pick up the gray, and then finish the slip stitch with the gray. Sorry, I'm losing my gray here. Finish the slip stitch with the gray. So pull through, and then we're gonna repeat it all again. So chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 double crochets into that corner. Hold up, I messed up, give me 1 second. And now we have 2 middle holes instead of 1. So we're just gonna add 3 double crochets into each of those 2 holes. Here's 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets, and then we'll move to the next hole and add 3 more double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. As you can see, we only added 3 double crochets into these. Now we go into the corner and we're gonna add 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets into that same hole. And you're just going to repeat it until you get to the end of your square. Going to finish this row, we will do 3 double crochet or 1 cluster. Then you're going to chain 2. And then you're going to slip stitch into this, and then you're going to take that same slip stitch with the same color, because this is your end, slip stitch, chain 1, take your scissors, and then you are finished with your granny square. And that's how you do your 4-row granny square. Now, oh, I forgot to cut off the pink. Now, you're going to need 8 of these squares in total. So come back to me when you have finished 8 of these squares. Welcome back. You should now have 8 squares of these 4 rows. So you're going to take the last square you did and you're actually going to add your 5th row. And like I did before, we're just going to tie it in here. So tie it to the corner here. Triple tie it, quadruple tie it, whatever you feel like is enough for it to not fall off or start unraveling. And then you're going to chain 2 and then 2 double crochets into that corner. And then you're going to repeat the whole process again that you had done with all 3 rows. So you're going to add 1 cluster here, 1 cluster here, 1 cluster here, and then a corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet. And then you're just going to repeat this all the ways until you have added your 5th row to just one granny square. And then come back to me and we can start assembling. Yay! Now that you come back, that means you have completed your 8 squares. You should have 7 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of your 4 rows and 1 square of your 5. Now we can start assembling them and connect your 5th color. I already have it connected here. Like I said, you just tie it and should be good to go. And you're going to do exactly like you've been doing the whole time with chain 2 and then 2 double crochets into that corner. Now, this is where it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to do this whole row up until you do your chain 2, if that makes sense. So once you have your cluster, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to bring the other granny square that you have 5 rows, and you're going to make sure that the wrong sides, which is these sides, the wrong sides are facing each other. Then you're going to stick your crochet hook into one of the corners of the other granny square of 5 rows, and you're going to slip stitch them together like so. It could be a little complicated, but you're going to slip stitch and then you're going to chain 1, and that's how you're going to be connecting the initials. And you're like, Andrea, that looks horrible, they're not even the same size. It's okay, we're gonna connect them via the granny square stitch. So once you have them connected with the chain, you're going to then ignore that and you're going to do your 3 cluster corner. So you already did 1 and you already did your chain. All that connecting counts as your chain 2, so you're gonna do 3 more here like so. And it's gonna look something, let me take this out. It's gonna look something like this. As you can see, it's already kind of, this one is kind of already pairing up here. So what you're gonna do is you're always going to slip stitch. So that's how we connect these, but via slip stitch. So once you finish this cluster, you're gonna go and slip stitch. We already slip stitched into this corner. Let's move the string out the way. We already slip stitched into this corner, so now we're going to slip stitch into this cluster right here. So you're gonna take it, stick your hook into the hole, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through all the way, and that's how they connect. And then you're going to simply yarn over and then do 3 more double crochet into this hole of your other one here, like so. And now you can see that it's starting to connect. Here we have, this is the double crochet that we made, and then we connected it right here, and here is that double crochet. So as you could probably guess, we're now going to slip stitch into this little hole of the 5 row granny square. So like that. And then we'll do our next cluster. I told you. No, it's over. Alright. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's in this room. So now you've done this cluster, you connected it here, you did your cluster, and as you can guess, we're going into this next hole. And then you'll do another cluster here. 1, 2, and 3. Once you have that cluster, you will go into this hole right here and slip stitch. And the slip stitch might be a little weird sometimes and it might get stuck. Just go through or start over. That's like, take it out and undo it and you probably will fix your problem. And now we will cluster into our corner. Just do 1 cluster or 3 double crochets. My sister says hi, guys. Anyways, so now you have your cluster in your corner. You're going to then chain, and then you're going to slip stitch into the corner of your, here, let me lay this down, the corner here of your 5-row granny square. So slip stitch, boom, boom, chain 1, and then you're gonna do your cluster into that same corner that we already did our cluster. And now you have officially connected, and as you can see, there's like a little gap here. It does go away after some time. Again, mine is a little tighter, so it's gonna look like that, but you have now connected them together. And now you're just gonna simply finish it like you have been doing to make your granny squares. And yeah, as you can see, my yarn's being really weird right now. I don't know what's going on, but so we made it to our corner, and we're just going to chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch. Oh my gosh, you're so loud. You're going to chain 1, yes you can, and then you're going to cut it, boom, and pull through, and then you have connected your first 2 squares. A little wobbly here in the corner, I don't know why, but nonetheless connected. Now we're going to connect our next 2 squares, and we're basically going to connect them here, like this way, if that makes sense. Okay. So you're gonna grab your next granny square, and you're gonna tie it like we've been tying it this whole time with your 5th color. And you're gonna start it just like we started the previous one that we did. This is Raya. She's a bearded dragon. Raya, say hello.
It's so dark.
Guys, don't forget to hydrate. This is not an advertisement, but Owala, I love this water bottle. Don't forget to hydrate while you crochet. It's very important. Sorry that the angle's kind of off. I will fix that for my next tutorial. I thought that this angle would be fine, but I'm guessing it is not. So I will definitely get that fixed for the next time. If you have any questions, like I said before, please let me know down in the comment section below, and then I can get that all figured out for you guys, because I know my hand's kind of covering a little bit of the stuff I'm doing. But I really did want to get this tutorial out for you guys because many of you on my TikTok have been asking for one. I might come out with an updated version of this, just a little bit better so you guys can see. But as I stated before, there's also a free written pattern on my website at bellwove.com. That's BELWOVE.com. And you'll see a patterns page, and that's where this one will be. Once we have done the top part, you're going to chain 1. You're going to grab the big squares they have, make sure that the wrong sides are facing each other, and you're going to slip stitch into the corner. Then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do your cluster into the 4-row square. Then you will slip stitch into the next gap of the one that you're connecting, which will be right here. Slip stitch. Then you're going to do your next cluster. And you will just repeat this. slip stitch into the next hole here, right there, slip stitch, and then your next group of clusters. And then you're going to again slip stitch into the next gap here, and then your next group of clusters. And then we're going to then slip stitch into our next hole here, and that will bring us to our corner clusters. So we'll do our corner clusters. We'll do one cluster here. Then we will again chain one, slip stitch into the corner of our 5th square, and then chain one again, and then do our second cluster of the corner. Like so. Boom, 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 chakaloom, boom, boom. Now we finish the rest, and then you can come back when you have finished the rest of this granny square. That is 3 of your squares connected. So we are going to do this one more time, and that's going to be the top portion. Give me 1 second, I need a blanket, I'm cold. We're going to do this again, but this time our 4th square is going to connect the 2 ends, so it's going to kind of wrap around like this, and then our 4th one will be connected on the 2 sides. So let's connect our square again, as we've been doing this entire time, by tying it long. I've been recording for 56 minutes at this point. I don't know what time it is anymore. I have lost track of time. Okay, now we're gonna do the exact same thing and just do this top portion. Cluster, and we'll move on to our next hole. And again, if you need to go back in the video, feel free to go back. And like I said before, any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the chat, in the comment section below. Also, while you're downloading, let me know what video you guys want to see. You know, what tutorials you guys want to see. I do want to do like a regular cat beanie tutorial because I like doing those too. So let me know what you guys want to see, because I'm willing to do, like I said last time, I'm willing to do anything you guys are willing to watch. Alright, so we have our top here, chain one, and you're going to connect at the corners, and you're basically going to repeat all the same steps as we did to connect these 3. You can see that they're all connected. All 4 of them are connected. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work right up until the 3 clusters here. Going to chain 1, and this is where you're gonna have so far. Basically, this side is not done. This is where you're going to then fold it over on itself, like so. And you're gonna connect this side to this side the exact same way that we've been doing the whole time, just this time it's to this thing. So slip stitch and then chain 1, and then we do it all over again right until we get to the end of this row and the end of the top portion. Going to then end it by slip stitching into the top of where you started, like we've been doing the whole time, and then fasten off. Boom, boom, boom. So now you have something that kind of looks like this. This is the bottom. This is the granny squares that get folded in like this, while the rest of the hat is at the top. So now we're going to do the rest of the hat. So you're gonna grab your next square and connect the pink as always, and you're gonna do the exact same thing by doing the one side. Here we are. We're gonna do our chain, and we've done the top portion, and now we're going to connect it into the middle of whatever side you want to start with. You're gonna go into the middle left. So you're gonna look at the left one. You can look at where the corner is. It's right here. You're gonna slip stitch into that. Make sure you go to the middle left, guys. That's very important. And then you're going to chain one, and then you're gonna basically do everything we did that we've been doing thus far. And you're going to kind of here, you're gonna go into this hole here and single crochet. And now you're going to basically just go down and finish this without connecting it to anything. And that is your 5th square added. And now we're gonna put our next square that goes right here. So we're gonna bring her in and start it exactly the same way as we started the other ones. So you've done your corner, your one side with the chain one, and then you're going to go onto the right side, but we're going to the most right side. So we're not going to go into connecting into the middle, we're connecting to this corner right here. Like so. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to have this side facing out to the right. And then you're gonna do the same thing. Like I said before, you can go back to one of the other sections of this videos if you're having a little bit of a struggle, or just slow down this part with these settings in the YouTube videos, which should be, I think, on the bottom right, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, I don't know, but it's somewhere down there. So now you made it to the corner. You're gonna chain one, and then you're going to connect 2 corners this time. So you will be connecting this corner right here and this corner right here. So you're gonna do 2 slip stitches. So you're gonna go in. I like to go from the top, and I'm gonna do 1 slip stitch. And then you're gonna go into the other one and do another slip stitch, like so. And that's gonna minimize the hole that you might have here in the middle. Then you're gonna do your chain, and you're gonna connect these 2 corners. You're gonna connect these 2 sides now. And you're just gonna finish this off the regular way, no connecting to anything, just finishing it off. And that will give you one side completed. Okay, so this is one side. You can see we still have this whole side to do, but it's okay because it's only 2 squares. So you're gonna grab your 7th square, not 6th square, and you're gonna do the exact same thing we did with all the other, with the 6 other squares. Okay, so now we have this, and we're going to put it in the same place as we put the other one, the left inside. And then we're gonna connect this corner and this corner and this corner, all 3 sides. Okay, so once you reach the corner here, you're going to connect it here, and you're going to connect it to the corner of the one at the bottom behind it, and then chain 1, and then you're going to connect this side. And now you have this connected and these two sides connected, and now you're going to connect this side. Slip stitch to fasten off. And now you have connected your 7th square, and all that is left is this little gap here in the middle, and your sides should be connected here at the top now. So you're going to take your last square, and for this one you're going to tie it like you've been tying all of them. Let's do that. You're gonna tie it like you've been tying all of them, and then you're just gonna do one corner cluster like you started all of them. You're gonna do one corner cluster, and that's where you're going to stop. You will not continue after this because this one needs to be connected from all sides to fit into this gap here. Then slip stitch not into the corners but into the rightmost second. So we're not going into the corner, we're going into this cluster. And you're gonna slip stitch there, and you're gonna keep going. So this square is a little complicated because you do connect it from all sides. That's why it's a little different and it's a little more complicated in my eyes. When I first started doing this, this is the square that got me tripped up a little bit. So yeah, just be aware of that. Okay, and then you're gonna connect in the corners. So here's this corner, slip stitch, chain 1, and then also the corner of the one down here. And then you're gonna connect this side to this side. Okay, so here we are in the corner. Once again, we find ourselves in the corner. You're gonna chain 1, and now you're going to connect to this corner up here, and you will be connecting to 2 corners again. So 1 and the corner of the other one here, which is, where are you? It's right there. You might have to look for it a little bit, but that's okay. And connect. Now you're gonna connect these 2 sides together. Guys, we're almost done. You've made it so far. I'm so glad you've made it this far. If you're enjoying the video so far, you know, maybe leave a like, leave a little comment saying you're enjoying the video, and if you want to be part of this little family that's growing, consider subscribing. It won't hurt. It's free. I post every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So weekly videos of crocheting content, sign me up. Alright, so now we're in this corner, and now we're going to do our last and final connection right here, and then you will be done with this hat. So let's do it. Yep, there we go. And then you should have the whole entrance here in the middle, along with the top portion all connected along the edge. And this would be at the point where if you are weaving in your ends, you would go ahead and flip this inside out and weave in the ends. Like I said, the person I am making this wants the ends out, so I don't need to do that. And like I said, this one is the 8th version square, meaning it does have a brim. There's versions out there where it doesn't have a brim, but this one has the brim. Yeah. Okay guys, so you made it to the end of this tutorial. It was a long one, I know, but you should have your cat beanie granny square. And like I said before, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it. And if you enjoyed this video a lot and you love this video, consider subscribing. But for now, that's all I have. Any materials, any videos that I have mentioned in this video will be in the description down below if I can get it, because I was trying to do it last time and it said I wasn't verified, and I did verify and they were like allow 24 hours, so I haven't checked yet, but it should be all ready to go. And check out the website where there's the stuff that I make, and also the free pattern to this tutorial, the free written pattern to this tutorial. I hope you liked this video. Again, consider subscribing, and until next time guys, I will see you guys later. Love you. Here's a little heart. Take the little heart. I'm so bad at this. I promise I'm gonna get better. It's this hand I'm so bad with it. This one I'm good. Take the little heart. Take it. I'll see you guys another day. Bye.